Well, you know, growing up in Seattle in this area was really an interesting time. It was really a fun time, and we didn't even know how segregated it was. Most of the classes that I was in and so forth had probably 90% minority. And so we always thought that was more normal. But every time you try to go out into the other parts of the community and so forth, you get so much, you know, so stared at, and the reception was always so negative and so forth. And the African Americans in particular would be picked on and would be very, very afraid to go to different parts of Seattle. I remember when my brother got married at a young age and wanted to find an apartment, so he went up to Capitol Hill, which is such an integrated neighborhood at this time. But back then, in the later 60s and the early 70s, it was a very segregated area and so forth, and they didn't accept minorities. And so he would be so angry because at all the places he would go to, they wouldn't rent to him. And I would go with him, in fact, looking for an apartment. And so he would drive around, and there would be a sign, you know, for rent. So we would go in there, and they would always say, "Oh, it's already, you know, leased." Everywhere he went. And so he would be so upset with that issue and so forth. So he finally found a place down here on Rainier Avenue, in fact.